Okay, welcome everybody to our OLA Live, where we're going to meet Lucille, one of our law interns.
Hi.
And we're also going to talk about the UN committee submission deadline that is upcoming this Sunday. But in the meantime, my name is Sartu. This is Lucille. And we'll just get Lucille to introduce herself.
Thanks, Saru. So my name is Lucille and I'm an intern for OLA. Well, I have been because this is my last day actually. And basically, I'm a law student in international law and human rights. So it was really great doing this internship in OLA because basically it gets together everybody I get to learn in university, and I was able to apply it directly in real cases. So that was really nice, basically.
And when did you join Ola, and how long has it been since you've been a part of
Um,
the law team or the
so
legal team?
officially,
Mm-hmm.
yes, officially I joined on May the 12th. But actually, I joined a bit earlier on March. This way, I had classes actually, so that's the reason I couldn't be here full time. But I was at some meetings. I was able to meet the lawyers, the different people, and to work already on some cases. So if I count officially from May, I've been here for 3 or 4 months, I believe. But it went very quickly, really.
Yeah, 3 4 months already.
Yeah.
So how
But
would
that went
you?
really fast.
Yeah, yeah. It always feels like it goes by really fast. So how would you? What was your experience at Ola? How would you describe it? Kind of tell us what
Well,
you did, what you were involved in.
okay. So basically I worked on some cases. So I was able to work with lawyers, with law teachers, and with some students too from Ethiopia, which was really nice because that's the way we learn from other people from other countries. And actually, I worked on some cases and I was able also to do some legal research and also to organize and learn a methodology that I didn't know before because I did the work of a lawyer, basically creating a statement of facts about the case. And after that, meeting the people and interviewing them in order to, just exchange and have their point of view and how they felt about the situation and the case we were working on. So that was a lot, but I really enjoyed doing that because they really trust me and gave me a lot of tasks to do, and really I was able to work a lot, and that's something I'm really grateful for because everybody was so welcome and helpful. I could ask anytime for help, and that was something I really appreciated.
Oh, that's
So yeah.
great. So, what kind of cases did you work on? Were they mainly just regarding human rights violations, or what kind of
uh,
cases did you work on?
Yeah, it's mainly human rights violations. I can't give names, obviously, of the cases. But yeah, we're working on different cases, some illegal arrestations, some mass killings in towns, this kind of stuff. And that's really important to work on them because we're creating some cases and some folders in order to submit them after that to the UN Commission of Human Rights. And this is a very important job. We have to make sure that everybody's perfect somehow in our case. So they will be taken seriously in front of the commission. So it can take a while to assemble all this information to get to have the people. Um, but as I was saying, we worked with also Ethiopian people, and their job is the most important because they are on the ground and they can meet directly the people. So that was really important, and they did an amazing job. I have to say it because it's not easy because you have to see the people, and sometimes they are afraid to speak because obviously of the discrimination they are submitted to. So they have a big part of the job, and I think the most important one because they are the ones bringing us cases on which we can work on. So yeah.
Yeah,
basically.
they have the most important role, really getting the
Yeah,
story and getting it to people who
absolutely.
can, amplify it. So
Absolutely.
you did talk about how you work with law professors and lawyers and probably other volunteers like yourself or other
Yeah.
interns. So how big is the team? The big team.
Well, it depends. It started very small, actually. I remember that after our first direct,
Mm-hmm.
we were like five at first, and now we double our number because we had more more students like me, more professors, more professionals, and they joined us. So no, but we have a meeting each week, and everybody can't make it every time. But basically, yeah, we are around 10 people, I think. So this is a good thing because it means that the word has spread, and
Yeah.
that we can work all together because we are more, so we can cover more cases, and this
Mhm.
way we can be louder, actually, to the international community. So that was very nice, and that was really great actually to meet all these new people because it's always nice meeting new people, and we have so much to learn from each other. So that was pretty nice.
Yeah, and you're creating connections for later.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Like,
the team meets about once a week.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
So since you were talking about the cases that you're working on, or you have worked on in the past,
yeah.
how what is kind of the timeline from start to finish, from you getting the information and working on it and communicating with um, the affected people
Well,
or the victims? Like, what is that timeline like?
actually, it really depends. For example, the first cases I was given, I started to work on it on early June, and I finished it early August because for me, especially for me, because I'm not on the ground, it takes a while because I have to send email. There's the time difference too that we have to take into account. And so, yeah, it took a while, but for some cases, for example, months or 3 weeks can be enough. So it really depends on the case, of also how many people are involved in the case. We have also to take that into account. So it really depends, but I would say for big cases, maybe more than 2 months, really.
In 2 months. Wow. So you guys are really the
Yeah,
powerhouse behind getting these stories out. But they're really important stories, and we're
agreed.
really thankful for all of the work that the legal team does and advocacy and making people's stories heard that otherwise would not be heard. Um,
Absolutely.
so I guess your experience here at Ola was overall a very positive one, and you learned a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did the same work as a lawyer. So for a law student, that's
Hmm.
pretty important because also I was able to apply things I learned from university. For example, I had to search some case law from different courts, international courts, not only the UN Commission, but also the African Commission or the European Court of Human Rights. And basically, we took all these cases, and that's something I learned in class. So I was able to see that everything I learned is actually useful and is meaningful. That it's going to help people, and I think it's really great. And to be able to leave that somehow during this summer at OLED, that was really a wonderful experiment.
Wow. Okay, so since this is your last day with us,
Yeah,
um, and you're going to get ready to go back to your last year at law school,
yeah.
what advice would you have for any law students that may be interested in joining the legal team or,
Well,
um,
just dare, try to do it. Just go ahead, and ask because they always need volunteer. The more we are, the more cases we can cover, and once again, the louder we are. So we need to be a lot, basically, and that's just amazing that some students, even if you're like in your third year of law or your fourth year, maybe just your second, as long as you want to be involved and you want to be helpful, just give it a try. You have all the contacts on the website, and that's how actually I was able to be an intern. So this is a real contact. You can really reach out to people and basically go for it. We always need people in this association, so just go for it.
Yeah, 100%. So the other thing that we wanted to highlight, Lucille obviously said that she was one of the law interns working on cases that OLA, the cases that they've worked on, they've submitted to the UN. But essentially, there's a UN committee that is investigating human rights violations that have occurred after November 3rd, 2020. So after the civil war has started. But they are looking for submissions from anybody, whether it be you or your family members, to submit on your own behalf or on somebody else's behalf of somebody that has been affected or a victim. You can submit to the UN website, or you can submit through OLA, and OLA will submit on your behalf. Yeah. So I guess what's the importance of people submitting their stories and trying to or amplify them and make them heard to the UN, Lucille?
Absolutely. I think it's very important because as a French people, I wasn't aware of what was going on in Ethiopia, actually. I knew that there was a civil war in the north about the Tigray, but I didn't know anything about what was happening in Oromia itself. And I learned that through all that. And I think that if we put it in front of the United Nations, I mean, they are the best international organizations. And that's the best way, I believe, to make the voices heard. Because if we're going to this organization, everybody will have to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And if they ignore it, well, they can't. Really, they can't. And even though you feel like your story doesn't matter, it does, actually. Every small story, even something that you feel less worth than someone else's story, it's not. Humans don't have to be treated this way. So just go ahead, tell your story, tell your sister's story, your friend's story, your neighbor's story. Never mind, just go for it and tell it. The submission on Sundays, so it's very important that you give your story or this story and just share it with the world so the world can see and the world can do something in order to stop what's going on in Oromia.
Mm-hmm. So the deadline is this Sunday. The links are posted in the comment section, so you can either go through OLA and submit it there. The one in OLA is written in Afan Oromo to make it easier for people to understand. Or you can submit directly through the UN website through their secure cloud transfer. But that's what we really wanted to stress, that the deadline is this Sunday, and we want to make sure that we have a good Oromo representation, or at least, one that is proportionate to the amount of victims that we have in Oromia, to get their voices heard, to make their stories apparent. So if you do know of someone that has been affected, or you yourself or your family, please do submit your story.
Yeah, go ahead, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make them listen if they don't want to heard. They won't have a choice.
Yeah, that's all we wanted to make apparent today. I'd like to thank you, Lucille, for coming on live, and thank you for all your contributions to OLA thus far.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, no problem. And I hope
really
your last year of law school goes really well. And
thank you very much.
Maybe we'll see you back in the future.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. I'll do my best to give you visibility.
We hope so.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for our live today. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Bye, everyone.
See you next time.